behind the scenes.
Hey tasters, have you ever tried Promara wine? Promara is a white grape variety native to the island of Cyprus. But even if you live in Cyprus, the likelihood that you've tried this wine is small. You see, Promara is very rare. In fact, it very nearly became extinct. However, a few Cyprus producers have risen to the challenge of rescuing Promara grape. A unique aromatic Promara wine is now available to enjoy from just a handful of Cyprus producers. Production numbers, of course, are small, and we're all falling over each other trying to secure a few bottles each year. Promara wine is fast becoming the best kept secret amongst wine lovers on the island of Cyprus who are in the know. So, what does Promara taste like? Well, those of you who watch WineScribble every week will remember Tsiakkas, my good friend, who is also the enologist at Tsiakkas Winery. The Tsiakkas family are one of the pioneering producers while cultivating and vinifying Promara wine. And I am super lucky today to be sharing a glass of Promara with Orestis. So, straight from the mouth of the Promara champion himself, here are my fast 5 facts about Promara wine. Wine fact number 1. Promara is sometimes also called glykopromon, but what does the name actually mean? Orestis?
So, Promara actually means proimo in Greek, which means premature. So basically it's a native variety to the island of Cyprus, which happens to mature much earlier than any of the other varieties indigenous to the island.
So when do you expect Promara to mature relative to Xynisteri, for instance?
Usually it's end of August, whereas Xynisteri it's end of September.
Okay,
beginning
so
of October,
a whole month early.
Yeah, easily.
Promara, proimo. Promara fact 2. Promara was planted amongst Xynisteri in the past and was never really made into monovarietal wine until now. So, Orestis, let me ask you, what are some of the most notable growing regions of Promara right now?
We haven't really sketched it, to be honest, but it's mainly found in the Paphos region, and we have also planted it here ourselves in Pitsilia.
This is so new that
is.
It's changing every year and we don't really have a number yet.
Yes, I would say it's well below 5 hectares.
Just 5 hectares,
yeah,
probably.
Well below,
Well below. Wow. Okay. So even though this is an ancient grape, in a way, it's so new and everything is changing right now. Wine fact 3. Orestis, given your experience with Promara up until now, would you say that this wine has aging potential?
It's a difficult question to answer but our first vinification of Promara 2016 up until this moment shows a huge, great potential. Apart from this, what we've seen is that when we serve Promara, if you just allow it for 5-10 minutes at least in your glass, it evolves completely different. So I'm guessing there are some volatile aromas there that they will express themselves within some time in the bottle.
So was 2016 your first
It
Promara?
was.
All
Yes,
right.
yeah.
So, well, how exciting is this? So it remains to be seen. That's super exciting. But you feel that at least the first bottling seems to be doing just fine after 3 years.
Yep. Actually, I really do believe that. If you want to have a bottle, we can taste after this.
An older bottle.
Yeah.
Do you think I'll say no to that? So, is Promara a difficult grape to cultivate? Usually Cyprus grapes, apart from Xynisteri, tend to be a little bit difficult in their cultivation. How is Promara?
I wouldn't really say it's difficult to cultivate. Of course, I'm not the best to answer this. My brother should answer you this question. But I can say, enologically speaking, it was difficult, and I understand why a lot of winemakers they were really holding back in vinifying this wine, and it was mainly because it doesn't have a lot of aromatic expression as a variety, and this is why I wanted to vinify in a completely different way. And I believe the main reason for this is because of the thin cuticle. It has the thin skin.
It has a very thin skin.
Yeah, yes. And it doesn't have a lot of aromatics coming out of it, and hence that's why maybe you have to leave, have a longer maceration period, cryo maceration during production.
So how long do you leave it to macerate?
We leave it up to 4 days. Yeah.
Up to 4 days.
Yes, which is pretty extreme
for a white wine. Yes.
For a white wine.
Yeah. Okay. That's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Wine fact number 5, my favorite fact. What does Promara taste like? And I believe you may have an older bottle for us to compare to a new one.
Yeah, I have a 2018. If you want, we can try 2018 first, and then we go into the 2016.
Mini vertical, guys, only with WineScribble. Very light color. Right, so this is a very light straw color. It looks refreshing and bright.
Mm-hmm.
White flowers.
Yes, I can see that. The typicity about Promara is usually green apple, pear, melon. There is some spiciness to it, which usually it's peppermint.
It has that little bite
Yes.
that you don't really expect, and it catches you by surprise.
Yeah, and like herbs, mint, for example, you can get some, but it's a hint of it.
Yes, but there's enough there. I think this is quite an interesting white wine because you don't just get the classic sort of lemon and green apple. There's a lot more to it, and there's more intriguing flavors like the herbs and that slight spiciness, but also very floral, more than you'd expect, and it's very fresh tasting. What would you pair this with? Very light dishes, I think.
Poultry or fish, very easily with it. Maybe some pasta. Of course, this depends on the sauce.
I think this would actually taste really lovely with some Eastern Mediterranean dishes that are sometimes a little bit challenging. I'm thinking that I want to pair it with a tabbouleh salad, which is full of parsley, very herbaceous and very, very lemony. And even though we always say, oh, white wine with salad, I believe that particular salad has so much acid from the lemon that sometimes it overwhelms white wine, other white wines. But I believe this one, because it's so herbaceous and so has such a bright, refreshing acidity, I think it would be quite lovely with it.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you.
Okay, yes. So you promised me you have an older vintage of this.
Yeah, so I'll go.
Let me release you, my Promara champion.
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow. Nella. Tasters, something magical has happened. I cannot believe this is the same wine. This is Promara at 3 years old. The color is completely different. It has gone from light straw to golden, a much richer color.
It has this petrol type aromas. It's minerality to it. I mean, I am myself. I'm amazed.
You're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So am I.
It has this hint of beeswax at the back. Oh wow.
Complex. Yes, I'm.
It still retains the acidity in the mouth. It hasn't fully been mellowed and blended with the rest of the wine. It still has but it has all that full body coming from it.
It's a much fuller body, much rounder, and you're getting the primary aromas are receding, and you're getting this complexity now, this bouquet. But I'm amazed actually that the difference between this wine and this wine is barely barely 3 years.
It still retains the fruit, but of course the fruit is fruit. I'm sorry, is more progressed. It has this apricot, but more jammy apricot, and the quince type of aroma. Again, more progressed, more mature fruit.
Yeah, you're getting bitter oranges, and so there is citrus there, but it's not the fresh lemony, light-hearted, playful aromas that you have in the fresh Promara. This is far more complex. I am amazed, and I want you to promise you'll ask me to come back in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
You've committed on camera.
Yeah.
Amazing. So this variety is truly a treasure that's just been discovered.
It is, yeah.
Because it's absolutely exciting and fresh tasting and complex, and the potential for aging has really caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
Tasters, I am really super excited. I'm here with an old friend, Orestis Tsiakkas, and we are tasting a Cypriot grape variety that very nearly became extinct and has been rescued by some pioneering producers like the Tsiakkas family. I am very excited because this wine is fresh tasting and lemony and aromatic when young, but then incredibly shows amazing potential for aging. We don't know what to expect. This is ancient and new at the same time, and it's unfolding before our very eyes. Watch this space. I will be back for another tasting.
You're more than welcome. It's history in the making now. So.
History in the making, tasters. If you've enjoyed these fast 5 facts about the Cypriot grape variety Promara, please leave this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'll pass them on to Orestis and answer them for you. And please remember to click on the red button to subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Cheers.
Cheers.